Well, hi everybody. Today I wanted to talk about Laurel and Hardy, and in particular, a couple of sets that I have here from Laurel and Hardy. Now, for the longest time here in America, they didn't really have Laurel and Hardy films properly released. Didn't really get a chance to see them given a proper home video presentation, and it really kind of upset me for many years. And finally, I gave up about oh, I don't know, several years ago now. I finally said, well, I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead and splurge and get something from another country. There was a box set, I think, in Germany, and there's also a box set in England, which was the one that I finally decided that I would spring for. But I needed, in order to get that set, I needed to have a multi-region player because they wouldn't play in regular U.S. machines. So that was what finally got me going. I got a multi-region player, which I still have, so that I could get this Laurel and Hardy, the collection from the UK. I don't know if I don't think it's in print anymore. It's a beautiful looking box, really nicely done, the packaging and all. And what was really good about this is they had all the Laurel and Hardy shorts that were made for Hal Roach Studios and all the feature films, but also that included silent movies. And I got to tell you, I'm in the minority. I'm not that big on Laurel and Hardy silent films. I feel personally that Laurel and Hardy's voices are part of the comedy appeal to me. I think it's so funny to hear them talk, especially Oliver Hardy. But still, it was a bonus to get this. Now, it wasn't as expensive as it used to be at the time that I got it because there was a big price reduction going on. So I was actually able to get this really affordable, affordably back then. So that's how I did it. Now, say I bought the region free player, and you can see inside here we have all the discs, and there are 21 discs in here. When you hold them on the side, it's a very nice design because you can see we have Laurel and Hardy signature hats there. And the artwork on these is really, really nice. Just to give you an example, there's one there. A Chump at Oxford. That's the feature film, A Chump at Oxford. But one problem that I really had with these, and it really is kind of a quibble, is I like to have these all in chronological order. I would much rather have them been from the first film all the way till the last film. See, now, what they did here for this particular set was they had themes. Like this one's called Murder in the Air. So it has the Laurel and Hardy murder case. It has birthmarks. It has Oliver the Eighth on it. I don't know why birthmarks is on here. That's not really murder that I know of. But anyway, so they kind of did themes. And, I'm not really wild about that. Here's one here called L&H and the Law. And they got stuff like Scram, Night Owls, Call of the Cuckoo, Big Business. They have different titles. So you jump all about their career with these. You don't get them in chronological order. I much preferred that. Now, the actual discs, when you are living in the U.S., and these are on, I think, the PAL system, when you play them on your machine here in the States, what you would get is the voices and action would be slightly sped up. You couldn't really notice it too much, except when maybe somebody was like running or moving fast. You'd see it look like they were moving a little too fast. And sometimes in the voices you can hear that. You can hear the voices speeding up a little bit. But you get used to the voices relatively quickly, and it was not a distraction. But after having gotten this set, which was really a relief. I should also mention they have colorized episodes here. I'm not really in favor of all of colorization, and that just wasted space on here to me because I'm never going to watch the colorized versions of these. So you had the short, silent sound, you had feature films, and colorized versions on this. But of course, no sooner did I get this, it's almost, you can figure out, it's Murphy's Law, right? You could figure that right after that, they were going to come out finally with the United States version. Ta-da! So Finally, they came out with this, and I said, sure enough, I went and I invested in a region-free player. I went and I invested in the box set from England, and sure enough, now the United States finally has it. But it's not a total loss because this does not have the silent films on it in the States. So you still need this other UK version in order to have all the silent features. So in that regard, we're okay. There's a reason to keep the box. This particular set, the Essential Collection, is really all the talkies, Hal Roach, talkies, the shorts, and the feature films. Now, a lot of people noticed as soon as this came out that there was a problem. There are little pockets here, and the discs are like put into these little pockets, and they're tight. And when you take the discs out, sometimes there's glue, the residue of the cardboard glue that holds it together. A lot of people were complaining at first that their copies of the discs had glue smudged on them, and I had the same problem. So I remedied that by taking these little plastic baggies and putting the discs in there, and I was able to put them in individual little baggies and then slide the baggies into the sleeves. Now, it does a good job of keeping them from getting destroyed, does a good job of keeping the glue from getting at them or anything like that. The only thing is, of course, it makes it a little tight, if you'll excuse me. And when you look at them this way, you can see all the plastic like kind of like popping out. And it does bulk it up a little bit to the point where when you try to put it in its outer box, it can be a little on the tight side. But now the quality of some of these are really good. I mean, they restored them. But I find that some of the quality varies. On some titles, I may prefer the quality from this collection. And on some titles, I may prefer the quality from this collection. So there's reason to have both of them for me. I like that on the U.S. edition, they did do chronological. They start with their very first sound, their talkie from 1929. And then they go from that all the way to the end. The first one being Unaccustomed as We Are, the first 1929 talkie, all the way through to Saps at Sea, which was the last sound feature. Anyway, that's it. Wanted to talk a little bit about Laurel and Hardy, and I did see the new movie Stan and Ollie that I really, really liked. And when I get around to getting the DVD or Blu-ray for that, maybe I'll do a video on it. Thanks everybody for watching.